Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Everybody trying to be content creators and trying to go viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral. Let's go viral then.
Say less.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Yo, how do you go on your fantasy team?
Fantasy Football Wednesday.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz, and along with me is the man with the buys, the man with the tries, the one with the broad chest, the one, the only, Rene Borba.
What's going on?
Feel it, JB.
Feel it.
You feel it this morning? J. We have to celebrate Borba's victory Monday. Let's celebrate it one more time. Let's go ahead and drop that beautiful clip that Borba made for us this past week.
Just blew the candle out on the Cowboy season.
That candle was blew out. Yes, indeed. The Cowboy season feels like it's over and up in shambles. The conversations have shifted from a generational playoff run to should the Dallas Cowboys continue to start Dak Prescott and the rest of the starters for the Cowboys. That is to be determined. I'm assuming it's based off the result on Saturday with the Philadelphia Eagles, but Jerry Jones has came out yesterday and said that he will be playing. They will be playing, not him, but they, as in the Dallas Cowboys starters, will be playing this weekend and the rest of the season going forward. At least that's what is expected, but that can all change based off of Saturday's results. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I definitely take that into consideration moving forward because the door has closed on this beautiful season. Borba, are you Italian? They want to know. Because Matt says
no, I'm the Portuguese. I'm the Portuguese stallion.
Portuguese stallion. Okay, a little Cristiano Ronaldo in the blood. I see. Get it right, Matthew. JB, last night there was basketball. Before we get to the NFL talk, E-Rob will be joining us here in about 10 minutes to talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears matchup that they will be having this weekend. Also, what's the feeling like for Green Bay fans after Micah Parsons being injured? We'll ask Earl, and then we'll get his insights on a little bit of fantasy football. But last night,
Earl's coming on today.
Knicks, yeah, E-Rob's coming on. But yesterday,
man, what a shame, dude. If we were to put it on the Packers, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, no, 2 weeks. Lions are at the end of the season. Yeah. I can't remember, but what a shame it would be to possibly.
What's nuts is that there's a chance that the Packers can still not make the playoffs, and that it gets interesting because you got the Bears, then you guys, and then I believe I'll have to double check their schedule, and I'll look here in just a second. But last night, big news. There was the NBA Cup, and the New York Knicks pulled off a victory, 124-113 over Wemby and the Spurs. This is big for the people in New York, huh?
We'll dribble it out.
Their first cup since 1973, the first time they've won anything.
Dang, it's got to feel good out there. Look at that, bro. You would think they won the NBA Finals. I love it, though. It shows that this mid-season tournament matters. I like it. Are we a fan of this?
Did you see the celebration, though, when they were holding up the cup?
Oh, I got you. Let me pull it up for you.
Did you see anything?
This was a tad bit unnecessary. And, let me bring on E-Rob. He just
no, dude, this is how you know this stuff be going on in the locker room, and they think it's normal.
They think it's normal. This is just, some would say this is just the boys having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Packer enthusiast, Mr. Earl Robinson. E-Rob, welcome, bro.
What's up? Good morning.
Hey, before we get to Packers Bears, let's just soak in this New York Knicks victory that happened last night for the NBA Cup. The boys were having a little bit of fun, and you guys tell me, is this just boys being boys, or is maybe Josh Hart just going a little extra? Just a little. We're having a good time. Oh, in the butt. What is going on? Jalen Brunson, like, bro, no.
Dude. He said, "Nah, not on public TV." He said in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. That's locker room behavior.
The boys are just having a little bit of fun. E-Rob, bro, what is running through your head as you see that injury occur on Sunday for Micah Parsons, and what does that mean for the Packers going forward?
It's tough for sure. Definitely takes the moving. Definitely will be hard to overcome. I think we could have won a Super Bowl this year without some injuries. I'm not saying that we were the favorite, but I feel like we had the roster where if we got in the playoffs, especially with a home game, we had a shot. Without Parsons, I still feel like we can make the playoffs. It'll be tough, but we had a top 5 defense last year without Parsons, so we still have some injuries that we did not have last year. But I do feel like edge rusher is probably the deepest position that we have left, maybe outside of receiver on the team. So I feel like there's some other guys that have to step up. You're not going to replace Parsons. We're going to have to scheme up some other ways to get some pressure. And I think it's going to be a tough first game against the Bears for sure at Chicago. They're going to want some redemption for that, that loss 2 weeks ago at Lambeau.
Yeah, who's the pass rusher we should be focusing on going forward?
I mean, it's probably Lucas Van Ness. What's that?
Lucas Van Ness. I said no. Go ahead. Lucas Van Ness. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness. He's a first-round draft pick 3 years ago. He's had a foot injury for most of the season. Came back against, I think he came back against Chicago, played a handful of plays, and then kind of got more up to his normal rotation against Denver. So I mean, he's shown flashes. He's just never been consistently good. So we're gonna need to see a little bit more consistency out, from him if he's gonna play, 50, 60, 70% of pass rushes. Then there's another guy whose name I cannot pronounce, number 55. He rotates. He's honestly taken snaps from Rashawn Gary this year quite a bit. So I think we've got 3 guys that can get after the pass rusher. We've also got a guy from Texas, Sorrell, that we drafted that's been injured, that showed some flashes in the preseason that I think we're getting back. So there's some pieces there. You're not going to replace Parsons. We're going to have to blitz more. We're going to have to scheme some things up. But I don't think it's season ending.
Not
for the Packers, obviously.
So you're still in the belief that we're going to get in the playoffs. And when I say we, I'm talking Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a shot. We've got to win probably 2 of the last 3, but with Dallas losing to the Vikings, LOL, we can talk about that later. We've got the tiebreaker on the Lions. So the Lions need us to lose 2 games of the last 3, and the Lions would have to win out for them to jump us. Both are possible, but I'm just saying we control our own destiny. Like, if we win 2 of the last 3, we're in. I think we could win 1 of the last 3 if the Lions fall on their face too.
Do we feel like the Lions are going to fall on their face? How realistic is that? Let's look at their schedule real quick. Do you guys know what their schedule looks like?
They've got Pittsburgh this week. They wrap up at Chicago.
We got,
but I forget who the middle game is. It Minnesota?
Minnesota. I know that
Minnesota could just play spoiler, huh?
We could
at Minnesota.
Yeah. And Green Bay is going to be at Minnesota as well.
Yep.
So 2 out of 3 home games to finish off the year for Minnesota. We're on the 9 train, so anything's possible, baby.
That's back. One win and 9 is back.
Hey man, putting up career stats against the Cowboys defense. That's what we want.
Hey, that's a good team we lost to, boys. That's a good team we lost
He had
to.
to cope. He's like, no,
Good
this is a good
quarterback
team.
play.
This is a good team. We lost to a good team. He was coping pretty hard.
I feel like we could find some highlights of Rene saying that the Vikings are not a good team, but we won't go there.
We didn't hear that the week before. We didn't hear that at all, but it was
that
during
was
the game.
with the QB play. The expectations for the Vikings was this is a playoff team if we can get some decent quarterback play. I think we all assumed that coming into the season, right? Our expectations was there's probably going to be 3 teams coming out of y'all's division, and then we are where we are right now. That's fair to say, right? We thought
we weren't one of those 3 teams.
Best division. What was that?
We weren't one of those 3 teams, though. It was the Bears.
No, we thought at the beginning of the year that the Vikings would repeat success from last year if McCarthy could play somewhat similar to Darnold.
Yeah, that my point. Like, yeah, we thought it was going to be a 3-team race. We just didn't expect the Bears to be what the Bears were.
Right.
And exactly. I guess we didn't expect the crazy fall off from the Vikings, but it is what it is.
I expected the fall off to be in Detroit, which is kind of coming together somewhat. I mean, they're still the injuries really is what's kind of bringing them down. I mean, losing their best corner, that's going to be tough.
Yeah,
and they're feeling the effects of losing their defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. And can they get it together next year? That's a possibility. We've seen it with Philadelphia when Philadelphia lost both of their coordinators, then they sucked for a year, then they come back and win a Super Bowl with Kellen Moore. So that is interesting for how that's going to play out for the Detroit Lions. Because damn, you got magic in a bottle, and if it doesn't work, boy, things can fall apart. Like for Chicago right now, do you guys feel like it feels like they're up to something, but you think they're going to be able to keep this momentum up? Will they be able to succeed in the playoffs, or you guys are? How are you, E-Rob? Are you feeling down on the Browns? Borba's not a massive fan of the Browns or the Bears franchise.
Oh, the Bears. I mean,
yeah. Sorry.
I think they found a formula that they can make work given the improvements to their offensive line, where they can really rely on the running the ball. Ben Johnson can be creative in how they run the ball. You know, they're not just going I formation and pounding it between the tackles. Like, he's very creative with their scheme, with the way they attack the defensive line. And I think that works well because then you've got a quarterback who's very elusive. And so in the play action game, even if he's not dropping back, and he makes some nice throws without a doubt. I'm not hating on everything Caleb Williams does, but I think his mobility, right, with that running game makes that offense hard to stop, especially if you don't have a defense that can just stop the run with 4 players up front. So I feel like they found a formula that works for them, but at the end of the day, I don't think Caleb is going to drop back and throw the ball and beat a good defense like the Rams. Or, I mean, I know they beat Philly. If they play Philly in the playoffs again, like, I'm taking Philly. So I think it's very matchup based. And the other thing is the Bears defense is awful. So, like, they're not going to stop anybody. The only reason they've had some success is because they've gotten a fair amount of turnovers. So hats off to them for that. But I don't think they're really going to consistently stop people, so it puts a lot of pressure on the offense. I think the Bears have had a great season. They can build off of it. They've got some cap room, but I don't think they're going to make the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, looking at their schedule, so to end the season, they have you guys this weekend, Sunday Night Football, and then they have
Saturday Night Football.
Saturday. Dude, that's going to be fun. Football taking over the weekends completely. College football also this weekend. So that's football all day. That's some good stuff. Football all day, Saturday and Sunday. Man, this is December and January football is the best. But looking at their schedule, they got the Packers this week, and then they go to San Francisco next week. That one's on Sunday Night Football, and then they end the season with the Detroit Lions. So
I'll be there.
They're
rooting on
that's gonna be
the
fun.
Bears. Just kidding.
Nice.
So if they drop this game and then they drop if they go 0-3, is there a chance that the Bears are on the outside looking in?
Oh 100%.
Yeah.
And then it seems like they have the toughest route here. I mean, of course, I mean, you got Packers and Bears played last week, right? And that was a hell of a matchup. That was a fun game.
Yeah,
Then you
two
guys
weeks
lose
ago.
Micah Parsons. Then you guys lose Micah, so it feels like it's somewhat of a level playing field. How confident do you feel going into this weekend, or if there's any confidence at all?
I mean, I'm over the Micah injury. Like, it is what it is. We just have to move on. Unfortunately, that's like the fourth starting impactful player that we've lost for the season. But now I'm more worried about the other smaller injuries that happened in Denver with Watson going down. I think he completely changed our offense when he came back a few weeks ago. They said that injury is not serious, so hopefully he can play. He had a huge game against the Bears the first time we played him. Um, let's see, we lost our safety, we lost our middle linebacker, and I think our middle linebacker's fine, but our safety's probably out. So to me now, it's the other smaller injuries. Like, we know Parsons gone. Like, we've got to find a way to make up for that. That comes down to defense coordinator scheming some stuff that hopefully the Bears haven't seen and stopping the run more than rushing the passer anyway. So we've got I think this week will be tough at Chicago, but then we still control our own destiny if we can win two of the last three.
Yeah, Borba, what's your thoughts on Bears Packers this weekend?
Honestly, I don't know. Were the Bears like the early favorites?
No, I think this surprised me. The Packers were 3-point favorites before last week's games, so before all the injuries. And what I heard or saw last night was that the Packers are 1.5-point favorites.
Okay, so
it's still that
surprised me, honestly.
Yeah, it's still a toss up. And here's the thing: I think they're going by last year. Like, you guys had a good roster, you just couldn't like make it over the hump necessarily. So I think you guys are back to that point again. Good roster, couldn't finish certain games last year. I know there was a couple games when we played y'all where it was just like, you get the comeback at the end, but during the entirety of the game, it just didn't look good. But I think this roster is like back to where it was last year. Really good roster, young roster, that can still cause damage. I still think Packers beat the Bears, like, in my opinion. As long as you guys can just be consistent offensively, I think the Bears can't play from behind very well. Like this is where I've had so much criticism, like, about Bo Nix and his comebacks. But I think Bo Nix, I hate to say it where I was wrong, but I think he's like a big game quarterback. And I don't think Caleb Williams is to that point yet. I don't know if only certain quarterbacks have that. Like, we've seen that out of Jalen Hurts, big game quarterback. We're starting to see it out of Bo Nix. I don't think Caleb's there, or if he's ever going to be there, but I just think your roster is better than the Bears roster, and I think you guys should still win as long as you protect the ball. Like, Jordan Love just has to play good, and I think if you guys can start off quick, start off fast, and make the Bears have to get out of that running game. I think that's the biggest thing. The Bears have a pretty good running game. It's turned around a lot, so that's really helped Caleb Williams. Without a great running game and playing from behind, I just don't think it's a recipe for success. And then playing a good defense, you got the Packers, you got the 49ers, which they're playing really good defense too. If those teams start off fast and can force the Bears to kind of be almost one-dimensional, I know Ben Johnson probably doesn't want to be one-dimensional at all. That's probably a recipe for success. I mean, recipe for failure if you're one-dimensional, especially with Caleb Williams. If you guys can do that, if the 49ers can do that, it's going to be hard to win 2 out of the last 3 for sure. Like, they might drop 2 in a row. And then we're looking at this team like, whoa.
They're playing
I don't know. I've expected this. I just don't think the Bears are there yet, quite honestly.
The matchups to end the season for the Bears are interesting because when Caleb plays the best, like you said, is when they have a good running game, and they're playing some pretty good rush defenses. I mean, the Packers, as for as much trash talk as there was against Micah Parsons, they're top 5 in rushing in the NFL. Then you got San Francisco's defense; they're pretty good, right? And then you look at Detroit, who's hit or missed. I mean, outside of the injuries, they've played pretty well defensively.
Yeah, with Detroit, they'll overwhelm you though with scoring points, and we saw the blowout earlier this season. Obviously, the Bears have gotten better since then, but when you're playing a team like the Lions who are just clicking on all cylinders, who can put up 40 or 50 on you, Caleb Williams can't do that with his offense yet.
Do we know if Christian Watson's playing yet, or is it going to be a game time decision?
It'll probably be a game time decision. I feel like he plays. It was a chest injury. Scans came back clean, so I feel like he'll play. We still got Jaden Reed, who came back against the Bears 2 weeks ago, only played like 20% of snaps. In Denver, he got up to like 60% of snaps. So I feel like this week he should be a full go. So, I mean, I totally agree. I had the same thought this morning that Borba just went through. Like, it's going to come down to Jordan Love. We now need to score 28 plus points every single week going forward, especially against a team that wants to run the ball like the Bears. But we're going to have to shift to being more aggressive offensively, which we've seen since Thanksgiving. Matt LaFleur kind of changing play calling. Jordan Love has had a couple really good weeks. So I think we got a shot for sure, but it'll come down to all those minor injuries. I think who plays, who doesn't.
Yeah, and let me read you guys this stat real quick, because this feels pretty important. Without Christian Watson, it felt like when Christian Watson went down, the offense for the Packers got real stagnant. Jordan Love faced pressure on 52.2% of his dropbacks against the Broncos, the highest pressure rate of his career as a starter. He was effective against pressure in the first half, completing 8 of 11 passes for 119 yards and a touchdown while not taking a single sack. In the second half, mind you, that's when Christian Watson goes down early in the third. In the second half, he completed just 2 of 8 attempts under pressure for 28 yards and an interception, taking 3 sacks on 12 pressure dropbacks. His 147 passing yards when facing pressure were a career high. So, I mean, the tell of two tapes, right? The first half with Christian Watson, I mean, offense was moving. We were looking like we were heading to an easy victory, and then slowly things shifted in the second half. Was that because of Christian Watson, or do you think it was more or less of Denver adjusting to you guys?
I mean, it was both. Like, Watson wasn't the only injury, though. We also lost our right tackle right before halftime.
That hurts.
So, I mean, you're going up against a really good defense in Denver. I thought we played really well the first half. We came out, we got the ball to start the second half, went right down the field and scored. And then our defense turned around and stopped them. So we're getting the ball back, up by 9 points, like the highs and the lows of a football game, right? First play action to Christian Watson. Love underthrows it just a little bit. I mean, Watson could have made a play on the ball, but it should have been something he could run under. Surtain jumps under it, intercepts it. Watson's down. Then that next drive, Parsons gets injured. And I mean, I just think those, along with the injuries that we already had in the first half, just took the whole momentum out of everything. So credit Denver. I mean, they definitely made some adjustments at halftime, but you lose 4 starters in a game, and that against the number 1 seed in the AFC, that's pretty hard to overcome.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm looking too much into that loss to the Denver Broncos. Obviously, the Denver Broncos are one of the most elite teams, and losing your best player does hurt. Do you worry, or do you hate whenever you see those little fadeaway passes from Jordan Love?
I used to, but he's connecting on them, so it's hard to.
So is there like a level of like no, and then they go through, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the interior of our offensive line just has not been great this year, and I think he does that to escape some pressure in his face. But it definitely makes you hold your breath a little bit when it's like, I mean, just anything. When you're fading away, it's harder to be as accurate, right? Whether it's football or basketball or whatever. But it's part of his game.
Yeah. Borba's real critical about that, huh?
Yeah, it's probably, you know what, that Patrick Surtain interception probably happened because he was fading away. I didn't even see it, but
it actually wasn't. He got hit on that throw from pressure up in his face, and I think he just didn't get enough on it.
See, what I notice out of Jordan Love all the time, dude, when he fades away, dude, the ball is always just slightly underthrown, like where the receiver just can't run under it and just be in full stride, you know? I've always been like, dude, just get the ball out there in front of the receiver. Like for me, it seems like he's always underthrowing just a little bit, enough to where the receiver has to adjust to it and just can't break away. Like I see that all the time. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that I notice, or I don't know. Maybe
There's
I'm just too
definitely
critical.
there's a handful of them that I totally agree with, but I mean if you look at his stats, he's in like the top 5 completion
Yeah.
percentage, his touchdown to interception ratio, at least before last week, I don't know what it is now, is in the top 5. Like, and he's been without Watson and Reed for all but the last 3 games or 4 games maybe for Watson.
Yeah.
So I mean, lost Tucker Kraft, right? Like we've overcome a
That
lot
worked.
this season. Yeah, Kraft was the go-to weapon that we had while
Oh,
those
for
other 2
sure.
guys were down. So I mean,
Best tight end in the league
yeah,
this year.
Yeah.
Love has had a pretty good season, especially given all the injuries. I would say lost our center. Like, there's been a lot.
Yeah, we're about to find out. This is why you get paid the big bucks, baby. That Dak Prescott criticism is about to fall on Jordan Love through the playoffs here. So it's gonna be fun. What are the expectations now for you guys?
I mean, I still expect us to make the playoffs. Like I was saying, I think we've got to win 2 of
Oh,
3,
but
and we're for sure in.
we're like, okay, we get bounced in the first round. Are we pissed, or are we like, the boys tried, bunch of injuries? Because it
I'd
Yeah,
be
does suck.
pissed.
This is one of those seasons where it's like you're always going to be like, damn, if it just wasn't for injuries, we had a real shot.
I'm definitely not going to be pissed if we get bounced in the first round. I think it depends. If we come in as the 7 seed, like it is what it is. If we lose, if we end up winning out and still getting like the 2 seed and hosting a playoff game, then I feel like you're going to feel like you should win at least that first playoff
At home.
game.
Yeah.
So yeah, at home. So it'll depend on seeding, but I don't have Super Bowl. I don't feel like we should win the Super Bowl anymore. Like if we do, great. I feel like we've got a chance to be competitive in every game, but it's just can we finish and put a whole game together without Parsons, especially.
And it all comes down to, do you have an elite quarterback or not? Can your quarterback win you games? All the pressure is on the guy that makes the most money. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for the Green Bay Packers. Give us your prediction before we let you go here, E-Rob.
For the Bears game,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
gonna
all Bears.
take what's that?
I said, imagine you're like, Bears.
No. Hate the Bears.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Green Bay 31-24.
31-24. And last one, Thursday Night Football, Rams Seahawks, massive game for the NFC West. Who wins that game?
That's gonna be a big one. That one's at Seattle this time, right?
Yep. And
I think
Devontae is questionable.
Yeah, I think Seattle's going to come out and win that game. I think they got embarrassed a little bit against the Rams the first time. I don't think the score was necessarily embarrassing, but they just did not play
They got
well.
bullied.
Sam Darnold looked horrible. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game at Seattle. 2 good defenses going at it. So I think Seattle comes out and makes a statement, especially without Devontae Adams likely playing.
This feels like what college football fans say a Heisman game, right? This feels like an MVP type game for Matthew Stafford. This would be a good time for him to kind of close the chapter on the MVP conversations and just be able to give it to him. Is that fair to say that this game kind of has the MVP up at stake? Like if Stafford has a great game, this is kind of his moment right here, right?
Yeah, he could make a good case for it. I would say Seattle's got a good defense, but I don't know. I still probably lean like Drake May or Josh Allen, given
Wow.
the supporting cast of the respective offense.
Oh, okay. So
Like, okay,
we're
imagine this. Imagine that you take Jared Goff and put him on this Rams team, or you take Jared Goff and put him on that Buffalo team. How do you think that shakes out? Like, I think the Rams are still for sure in the playoffs with the weapons they have, like Sean McVay. If you take Josh Allen off the Bills, they're probably drafting in the top 15 for sure, maybe top 10. Like Josh Allen makes that offense go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, we've seen what Josh Allen looks like with talent, and I mean, it looks pretty much the same.
I mean, he lost to the Chiefs dynasty, like, and a hell of a lot less talent on that Buffalo team than the Chiefs team, especially if you talk about the defensive side of the ball. Like Josh Allen's going against a top 5 defense every time he plays the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes is going against like a top 20 defense, and they're still
So,
coming down to 1-score games.
so you're saying that if you put Josh Allen on the Rams, they do better?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
Interesting,
it's
interesting.
nothing against Stafford. I think Stafford's a great quarterback, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen's mobility, like his running game, just takes an offense to the next level, and he can still make every single throw on the football field.
Yeah, dang. I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't looking at the MVP conversation like that, but I guess that's a good way to start to kind of think about it. I feel like Matt has had just more consistent great games than Josh Allen, but I guess we'll have to dig into the weeds. So I guess you know what, E-Rob, next week we'll jump into the MVP conversations as we get ready to give out our awards. You'll join us for our award show, I'm assuming, yeah? It's fair. We'll just
Yeah,
agree to that.
yeah.
Put a little bit of pressure on you. All right, man. Well, we'll let you get
I'm
back to
in.
work.
I'm in.
We'll let you get
What
back to work, but I appreciate you rocking with us today. Go
I
ahead. Go
got I
ahead.
got one question though. You guys may have already covered this, but like I lost my fantasy game last week because George Pickens decided not to show up for a second consecutive week. How do we feel about George Pickens? Do we still want to pay him $40 million a year in the offseason? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh man, I think they're gonna franchise tag him and drag it out, and then if it gets messy, I think they probably. I mean, if you're George Pickens, you take the discount. Like there's more you
Why?
can gain. There's more you can
You
gain
sound
staying
like
in
a
Dallas.
fan. You sound like a fan right now.
What can you gain by sticking it out with Dallas?
Yeah,
No, I just don't think the grass is always greener on the other side. Like
it
where
wasn't this
I
year
get
for him.
no
Pittsburgh's about to
honestly,
make
like
the playoffs.
for me, if I'm George Pickens, I put pressure on Dallas to send me to Kansas City. I think Kansas City would be able to use him the best, and I think him being a part of that culture might actually shift whatever perspective we have on the antics that George Pickens comes with. I think that would be helpful for George Pickens, but I think him staying in Dallas, like he'll see the most success. I don't know what's happened with him kind of going absent. I don't know if it's I blame it a lot on Shoddy. I think Shoddy got out coached this last week to KOC, and I think really, I mean, I think he's going to get franchise tag, and then of course I think we're gonna end up in the same kind of dilemma that we were with Micah Parsons, where it's kind of a standoff. I'm assuming George Pickens, kind of the way he's carried himself, that's probably where it's going to end up being. Do you guys know who his agent is? I wonder if it's David Mulugeta. Because if it's David, I mean, definite standoff for sure. But George Pickens will be a Dallas Cowboys next year.
I feel like George Pickens is not going to play on a franchise tag.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's what I'm saying. If we franchise tag him, it's going to get loud, and I don't expect him to be a Dallas Cowboy. But if we extend him, I would be personally as a fan, I'd be pissed if we dropped 40 million on him whenever we just sat through this entire season and saw what a shite of a defense we've trotted out there week after week. And along with that, would Matt Eberflus we got to send him out of town, especially if you re-sign George Pickens. If you re-sign George Pickens, that's telling me that we're not going to focus on defense, on the potential of what that defense can be, because we got dogs over there. It's just Matt Eberflus never adjusted to his personnel. He was waiting for his personnel to to mold his scheme. But if you don't have the right personnel, like you don't have, like I said it week after week, the Cowboys, Eberflus seems to have put our defense in good positions to make plays. We just aren't making the plays. And who do you fault that on? If we fault that on, if we point at Matt Eberflus, the only reason I'm pointing at Matt Eberflus is because it's like, bro, how did we get here and you never adjusted? Like we performed better when we would send blitzes And for whatever reason, he would just get away from it week after week. It's like, bro, what do we do? Like last week, there was that 1 4th down play where we ended up just rushing 3, and JJ McCarthy's just sitting back there, having a good time, picking us apart, having fun. And we made the joke of the NFL look like an All Pro. So who's the real joke?
I feel like you can't just put it on the defensive coordinator, though. Like, he walked into a horrible defensive room that got rid of their best player to start the season. And then, like, sure, you guys made a couple trades, got better mid-season, but you can't just implement a new scheme week 8 of the NFL season. So to me, it almost, like, I don't know if you keep him or not, but just as a general statement, I think it's very hard to bring in a new coach in 1 year, not give him really any new talent, and expect that he's going to turn it around. Like, we knew what Dallas was doing when they traded away Parsons and got Pickens. Like, they're going all in on offense. There was no defense, and they didn't address that. So now, like, you're pointing fingers at the coach, and I feel like it's more of a, like, Jerry Jones, head coach, like, whoever made the decision that this was the makeup of the team for the year, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I was backing Matt Eberflus for the longest. It's just, to me, at what point do you adjust? Like, whenever you see success on your team, why wouldn't you stick to that formula? Like, why wouldn't you call more pressures if that's what's working for you? That's where I have the issue with Matt Eberflus. It's like he wanted to prove himself right more than just making the adjustments of what can help the team now. I'm not saying let's bring out an entire new playbook, but he would show that he has those pressure packages. It just wouldn't bring them out as often. Like, why is that? How do we not adjust to the game? You know what I mean? Like, especially like to me, the nail on the head was this game against the Vikings. Like, the laughing stock of the NFL made it look like an All Pro, a guy that crumbles when pressure's in his face, and we didn't send any of it. I mean, that 4th down play to me was so telling. The fact that we rushed 3, we basically went into prevent defense. Like, that's insane, bro. That's insane. That, to me, right there, that play alone tells me that this guy has too much of an ego to adjust. And because of that, I would prefer if we went a different route. Someone's name like Brian Flores is starting to float around. I think the Dallas Cowboys could offer Flores more money than the Minnesota Vikings organization can. So why not go pick Brian Flores?
I don't think so.
From the
Flores
Minnesota
is going
Vikings. It's possible they have
connections
with Shoddy. You think so, Flores? You think he is?
I mean, I don't know why you would leave for a lateral job. Like, the Vikings are gonna. Jerry Jones isn't known to open up his checkbook and just write blank checks to get people, whether it's players or coaches. Like, I think the Vikings and the Cowboys would pay him about the same. Like, he's not gonna pick up and move his family to go coach less talent.
And the thing is the Cowboys,
relax.
The Cowboys didn't address anything on defense. You still had the same defense from last year.
No, we don't. We just made some trades mid-season.
Wow, you still have the same defense from last year besides Kenny Clark and Kennan Williams. Like, other than that,
top
you
10
lose
rush, top 10,
you pick
top
up Clowney is washed. You really have the same secondary too.
Last 4 weeks.
You have the same secondary as well.
Top 10 rush defense last 4 weeks since the trades have been made.
Wow.
That's improvement if you tell me.
But look at the secondary.
The secondary defensive coordinator. Like, pick one.
It's still the same. Your secondary is still the same as last year.
Well, I'm just comparing is the issue. The secondary is the issue.
Yes. Yeah, number 34. Why is that guy on TV? That is crazy. That boy stinks. I can do what he's doing. I can give up just as much yards as that kid's doing. That kid's embarrassing. The Dallas Cowboys got focused on the secondary in the draft. We have 2 draft picks. We got to make some moves. And now I'm on y'all's side. I'm on Borba's side now, where I'm just like watching games, and I'm going to be. I don't want to say I'm rooting for a loss, but I will be looking at the top 10 draft picks this year. That's for sure.
Yeah, you ain't going to be top 10.
Low, but yeah,
you guys aren't going to be top
16.
10.
Now's where Dallas will win out.
Ruin our draft stock. You get the 18th pick, 19th pick, something like that.
Go get some defensive
end. And Caleb Downs is already going to be gone. You know, the best edge rusher is going to be gone.
I think we're gonna go after that kid from Texas Tech, that Rodriguez kid.
Linebacker.
Yeah, bring him in. That's what we
that
need.
addresses the secondary well.
Yeah, we need a linebacker, and then we need some secondary. That's going to be our two things to
You need
focus
an
on, I
edge
think, in the
rusher.
draft.
You need
Probably going to be another offensive lineman, maybe a guard.
Yeah, relax. You guys chill, man.
Put that in the second round.
Green Bay needs a pass rusher now while we're talking about it, right? Cowboys might have won that trade.
I don't know.
If the Cowboys win the trade. Some
are
saying yes.
I think it's a wash.
Earl don't know what's going on. Earl looks like the olds right now. He's like, why is my camera?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My headphones died.
E-Rob, so your fantasy football, George Pickens.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Earl Robinson. Thank you, E-Rob. Shoot.
Yeah, dude, you guys this is the thing too. Like, it's going to be, watch you guys keep Eberflus because you guys didn't do anything defensively. You brought in three technique defensive tackles. That's all you've done defensively. So do you put that all on Eberflus or do you put that on the players? I think it's the players.
No, I definitely think it's personnel, but that's why I keep saying, like, it depends on what moves Jerry Jones is going to make. Like, if this is a similar roster that we're going to have next year, I don't know that Eberflus is the guy for this personnel. And that's not a shot at Eberflus because, like I've said
but
throughout
who's
the
going to be
season,
the guy? Who can you get though that can bring the most out of this defense? It's not going to be a Brian Flores. Brian Flores there's already rumors he's staying he's staying put, or if there's some crazy head coach opening, then he'll take it. But I don't think with what's going on with the fires that we've seen, who we think is going to get fired, obviously he's not going to go back to Miami. If Mike McDaniel gets fired, like most likely he's staying in Minnesota. So that's the thing. Like, who's another defensive coordinator, a defensive minded coach that can come in and bring the most out of your personnel? I think you got to kind of revamp the whole secondary, get another safety, get a couple corners. You know, we still up in the air with Trayvon Diggs. What's going to happen with that?
Me personally, if there was someone that we have to go after, a name that pops in my head is Al Harris. Al Harris is familiar with the Dallas Cowboys secondary. We'd be able to keep Trayvon Diggs. When Al Harris was with the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, we were leading the league in interceptions. He's made all pros in Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland. I mean, he's made our secondary room look great. And if that's one of our biggest weakness, why not bring in Al Harris? Why not? The fact that we let him get out of our locker room blows my mind. And now you see him in Chicago, and look at what Chicago's doing defensively. I mean, I know we were kind of picking on them just a second ago with you and E-Rob, but ultimately Chicago's gotten better all around, just in general. And a lot of that has to do with people like an Al Harris, or I saw yesterday Eric Bieniemy being a part of that offense. That definitely helps Ben Johnson. And I saw a lot of things starting to circulate about maybe that the Patrick Mahomes and that offense has taken a step back just a bit because Eric Bieniemy is no longer in that locker room. Granted, they went and won a Super Bowl without him, so I don't know if that take's going to hold up. But I did see that circulating on the internet. But I think someone like an Al Harris is where I'd be looking at. I think the only thing that would concern you is because he'd be a first time defensive coordinator. Because right now he's the quarterback coach, but yeah, you definitely got to start somewhere. And it seems like I mean he's obviously he's a player's coach. He's ex-player, Hall of Famer, some would say. Hey, why not? Why not give Al Harris a shot? I like that. If we can't get Brian Flores, which, hey, we're just throwing stuff out there, throwing stuff at the wall, seeing if they stick, stir up a little bit of juice just to make just to see what the temperature is like in that locker room, you know? Because if you're Brian Flores,
chance, 0%.
This will be interesting though. This will be interesting because you do say 0% chance. If Brian Flores does leave for a lateral movement to another team, how telling is that about JJ McCarthy? Like, if Brian Flores leaves, it's because he believes or he knows something we don't, or I guess a lot of people would say they know because
but we've seen the improvement. We've seen the improvement the past couple weeks, and then again, you're playing another not so good defense in the New York Giants. This is just all these things are going to help build up McCarthy's resume. And then you finish off the year with 2 divisional opponents. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like I think he's going to have some success. He's definitely going to have a better game against Green Bay than he did this first outing. I can promise you that. And I think he's building enough confidence. And Detroit, he already beat Detroit one time, and that secondary is even worse now, with Terry and Arnold gone for the rest of the year. So these last 3 games of the season are huge for McCarthy and what we see going into next year. Now, here's my thing though. We don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback next year. Like even if JJ McCarthy finishes this year off really well, because KOC has a wondering eye for all these quarterbacks. We've seen what he brings in during the offseason. A week before the season, he brought in Carson Wentz. Last year, we made a random signing getting Daniel Jones. And now this year, with Daniel Jones' injury, what's the chance of him re-signing with the Colts? It seems like the Colts are probably going to re-sign him, I think. But if they don't, that's going to be on our list again. We're going to bring in QB competition for JJ McCarthy to make this team. Like that's the thing with KOC. He's got a wondering eye for quarterbacks, and he likes bringing in guys that are either going to possibly be starters or have potential or going to create competition in the quarterback room. So I believe JJ McCarthy, his starting percentage next year is going to be like 75-80%, depending on how he ends this year. And it's going to be interesting to see who we bring in the offseason for some competition. I'm just waiting on that move.
But if you're Brian Flores, like, do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to be a part of the?
We have everything. We have everything else.
We have an aging defense, an offense that we don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Do we want to go through this circus again next year?
The oldest player on our defense is Harrison Smith. The next oldest guy is like Javon Hargrave. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen at 31 and 32. Javon Hargrave's not coming back next year. Jonathan Allen, because of the way that his contract is structured, he is coming back. But we have 2 guys, Jalen Redmond and Levi Drake Rodriguez, who have took over most of the snaps. Jonathan Allen's kind of turned into a situational guy on the D line. So like our oldest guy outside of Harrison Smith, I don't even think we have anybody in their 30s yet. So our defense is not old. Yeah, I know. It's
agent,
you to say reality,
no,
dude.
It's why. If you're Brian Flores, I just don't know that you want to come back to this situation in Minnesota.
This is the best situation. So unclear. Best facilities in the league. A+ management. When it comes to the owners, facilities are A+. Everything's A+. We're voted, I think, twice in the year on facilities being number 1 in the league. There's features, there's perks of being in Minnesota, and then of course with our offense, it looks like we're gonna go after.
You gotta have when you live in Salamia or whatever, you gotta have those beautiful perks.
Salami, what are you talking about, dude? Look,
my bad, Minnesota.
Look, dude. Minnesota. Here's the thing, and with the draft coming up, Levi Drake Rodriguez, he's on our board. Caleb Downs, he's on our board. If we get one of those guys that makes Brian Flores happy, because that's going to be the talk going in. It's going to be, Jeremiah Love at the running back position, or there's a couple other guys in the second, third round that are looking good that we can get, or one of these big name guys, a game changing linebacker like Rodriguez. Man, that might be the next best linebacker talent that we've seen in a while coming into the league, or Caleb Downs, a guy that can play safety, that can play up in the line of scrimmage, who's very versatile. So there's a lot of excitement. Where
are you guys picking?
Right now we're like 12th.
Yeah, but we're about to win a couple games here.
We are going to win.
You guys might fall to 6.
We're at least winning 2. We're at least winning 2 games out of 3. So we'll be about 16. Oh,
we're about to lose. We're about to lose 2 of the next 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So I think we're gonna drop. Hey, you know what? I like the Packers are cool. They're fun, but if they fall, I don't know. Tell me.
I think there's too much. Like, here's the thing with the Packers. There's way too much overhype when Micah Parsons came in. There's way too much overhype now that he's hurt. Like, this team is above the pack. They're a top, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 team, 9 team, ninth. They're a top
See what
10
you just did there.
team in the league, and they've been that way for the whole season. I don't think nothing's changed. I don't think you win anything with Jordan Love. I don't like it. I don't. I think their offense is decent. I don't think Jordan Love is good enough to help. Like, Jordan Love can't even do what Bo Nix did against the Packers the other day. He's never done that. He's not. I'm starting to turn the tide on Bo Nix because I think Bo Nix is a big game quarterback, but it's just unproven in the playoffs. Like, I want to see it in the playoffs. That's the thing. We're seeing all these comebacks in the regular season. What's going
The
to happen if
comments
they're
got to
facing
my boy.
adversity in the playoffs? Does he crumble and fall? That's my thing. But Bo Nix is making these plays that I don't think Jordan Love can even make. So
baby, how the
I have
tides
no
have
faith.
turned.
No faith. Packers will never, ever, ever win anything with Jordan Love. And I promise. Mark this, clip this, and then post it 10 years from now when Jordan Love's retired. I promise you, Jordan Love will never bring anything to Lambeau. I
Jordan Love,
promise you.
first Packer quarterback of all time. Is that what you're saying right now?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Interesting. The hate for Jordan Love is so real that Borba just propped up Bo Nix to
It's
give a
not
point
hate.
on
It's
bringing down
reality.
Jordan Love. Hey, I'm
It's
with you.
reality.
I'm with you. Jordan Love, I think those fadeaway passes are going to come back to bite him at some point. But they look nice. They look so nice when he just steps back on that back foot, a nice little floater. It looks nice when it works. It
Yeah, he
does
took
look
that out
nice.
of Aaron Rodgers' playbook. And then now he uses it every play, and it doesn't work like how Aaron Rodgers made it work.
How you would expect. Yeah, that's
He
for
does it
sure.
wrong.
JB, oh man, yep. Brian Flores. I think Al Harris is realistic for the Dallas DC. But you feel good about Brian Flores coming back? Just before we close the door on that,
Very, very high chance, like 70, 80% chance. Yeah. I just don't know if he gets
well,
a head coaching opportunity that he
it
really
would,
likes either. That's another thing. You're just not going to go to any team.
you're
You're
just not
not
going to
going
go
to
to
go. I wouldn't go to the Giants.
Las Vegas. I wouldn't go to Las Vegas
I
either.
wouldn't go to Vegas. That's a dumpster fire. Even though it seems like their defense needs a lot of work.
He's not gonna go back to Miami.
Browns, maybe. I don't know. They have nothing on offense really either, and it's the Browns. So I think you
I
just
guess
stay in
that
Minnesota.
job is enticing because of their defense.
But that defense could fall off any day. And then depending what happens with Denzel Ward, like, is he going to come back? I think his contract's running out pretty soon. He's getting a little bit older. Obviously, Myles Garrett's 32. Like, when does
Maybe.
he
What
start
about
falling off?
Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, no shot, dude. Joe Burrow's coming to Minnesota. That's the thing. So it doesn't even matter. So Brian Flores is going to want to stay in Minnesota because Joe Burrow is going to come and
All right.
take the helm.
All right.
He's
With
going to
that
be
being
thrown to
said,
his LSU boy, the real LSU boy.
all right. With that being said, let's talk about stuff that don't matter, or it matters a little bit. But JB, you know who's fighting Friday on Netflix?
No.
No.
No, dude.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
focused on football,
Why
dude.
this hasn't made the news? I mean, this hasn't made your algorithm. I'm a little disappointed. I ain't
Only
gonna
thing that
lie.
makes my
Jake Paul,
algorithm is
Anthony Joshua fighting on Netflix this Friday. JB on Friday. Normally fights happen on Saturday, but they're trying to captivate our eyes on a Friday night. This is just to show you what Jake Paul is going up against. Let me give you a glimpse real quick.
It's got to be done. Jake Paul, he got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight because I'm fucking ready.
Hey, yo.
It's go time. Listen, MVP, shout out to them. They've done an amazing job. But if I'm going to let you all into a little secret, there is no one better than Matchroom Boxing. They want to see some big, heavy punches thrown, and they want to see someone knocked out, and I'm going to deliver.
Borba, look at this back shot real quick. What you're the muscle guy. What do we think about this back on this gentleman?
I mean, yeah, it's there. So he's playing. He's fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's fighting Jake Paul. That's what
Oh,
Jake
I thought
Paul
that
is
fight
going up
got
against.
canceled.
Former world champion. No, that was Gervonta Tank Davis. That gentleman was like 5'4".
Yeah.
130. He's a 135 pounder. The last time we seen
no.
Anthony Joshua in the ring was actually against Francis Ngannou, and I'll just show you this clip to kind of show you. I don't know. Do you know who Francis Ngannou is?
Yeah.
Former UFC champion. That boy's thick. That boy is one of the scariest men on the planet, as you can see right here. And then Anthony Joshua will be the gentleman here in the Under Armour boxing shoes. To the right, the last time we saw Anthony Joshua in a ring was against a gentleman almost similar in size, and Jake Paul's coming in fighting at roughly around like 220, 215. I think his fighting weight is like 205. But this is the last time we saw him.
I don't know.
That's who he's going up against.
Jake Paul.
Look at that, bro. Is that Borba?
It is.
I think this is what you look like when it's bulking season. This is you.
That's me.
5'4", baby, just shredded to the gillies. Hey, there's this dude that I know from Washington. His name's Scott, and he always like jokes around. Like, I think he thinks you're like 6'4" or something. Like, because he calls you my bodyguard. He'll be like, I watched your show yesterday. He'll be like, it's cool. You and your bodyguard are pretty cool. He's pretty big. And I'm just like, yeah, he's massive.
I am 6'4".
It looks like it on the camera, JB.
Yeah, it does.
But we were supposed to answer a couple fantasy questions. Unfortunately,
yeah,
the fantasy comments didn't quite come as we thought they were going to. But that's okay, JB. We were able to work around it and got some good discussions done today. So I appreciate you rocking with us, Jay. Good job back there. Thank you for rocking with us this morning. Just tomorrow, be back. We'll make our picks. We'll break down the Thursday night football game on Prime, Rams versus Seahawks, and we will discuss the playoff scenarios that are at stake. What's at stake this weekend, JB? Who needs to win? Who needs to lose? Draft, positioning, but most importantly, who can get their ticket in to the NFL playoffs, which is just 3 weeks away, JB. And then we have college football this weekend. That'll be fun. Tomorrow, Tim Foley will join us at roughly 7 a.m. to give us his picks on the college football playoffs that are this weekend. And we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So, JB, I'll see you in the morning, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We do have a phone line that doesn't get used as often as it should. And if it doesn't start getting used, we're going to have to pull the plug on the phone because it's like paying a gym membership that you never go to. You know what? Or you wouldn't know. I mean, look at those traps, my boy. But if you look at me, I look like a gentleman that pays $15 to $25 a month and doesn't go to the actual gym. That's kind of what's going on with this phone. So I would appreciate it if you guys used it. Let us know what you feel. Let us know what you think. Your voice matters. 575-808-9307. Appreciate you guys rocking with me or with us. Yet again, this is Speaking Out Loud. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS. We'll see you.